University of Florida Fighting Gators put the nation's longest unbeaten streak on the line as they take on the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Hello, everybody. I'm Jim Gallagher with Jim Yarborough. We'll be bringing you all the action of today's game between the Gators and the Hokies. Virginia Tech, Jim, 3-1 in their last 4 games. They started off a little bit slow. Overall, they're 3-4.
They're very disappointed in their start. They lost to Cincinnati and Richmond, the Richmond Spiders, who have a fine team this year. But last week, they beat a very good University of Virginia team. In the second half, they had 4 possessions, and they ran it down Virginia's throat, scored 28 points to come back from a 10-0 deficit to win 28-10. They're looking at their season as having been turned around now, and they're coming in here with a positive spirit.
Once again today, the Florida Gators have to do a little patch job in their offensive line.
Earl Hyatt, number 69, a sophomore from Fort Lauderdale Northeast High School, is going to get a start at the tackle position. Don Tenney is coming over to help on offense. Big Sam Garland, our tall drink of water, is coming over to play some on offense. That's not an easy thing to do, to go from the defensive line to the offensive line. It's not quite like asking Neil Anderson to play quarterback, but there is a change taking place, and Earl Hyatt has a lot of pressure on him today to help that offensive line as a starter.
Well, Bill and Vince Dooley are one of the great brother combinations in college coaching, and Bill has done very well against the University of Florida.
Well, I know that personally. Bill Dooley was coaching at North Carolina when my Gator team in 1968 got whomped up there in Chapel Hill. He knows how to beat the Gators. Bill Dooley, I guess it's in the genes of that Dooley family. They know something about the Gators, and hopefully we can turn that situation around this afternoon.
Of course, one of the things the Gators have to watch for is not to be looking forward to the rest of the schedule.
And that's hard to do, because you know and I know that the Auburn War Eagles are on the schedule next weekend, and I'm thinking about it, and I'm sure most of the fans here are thinking about it, and I know the players are thinking about it some. You can't help but do that, but will it affect their play today? And I don't think so, because I think you're looking at a top 5 ball club, maybe the #1 team in the nation, and I don't think that's going to affect their play this afternoon.
Well, we're looking forward towards a super game, and we'll be back with a kickoff right after this.
Thank you.
Fighting Gator football is brought to you by Atlantic Bank, the best bank around. By Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida. We hear you and we're working on the answers. By the Florida Citrus Growers, Orange Juice Smart for drinking Florida orange juice. By Dairy Farmers Incorporated, producers of real Florida fresh milk. By Eastern Airlines, they earn their wings every day. By Farm Credit Service of Florida. Also by your Florida and South Georgia Ford dealers, home of America's best-built cars and trucks. By Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep-down body thirst. By Gator Bait, Florida's #1 independent sports weekly. By Likes Meats, quality meat products for your family. By Scotty's, serving Florida with over 115 convenient locations. By Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue. For barbecue at its best, it's Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue, with locations throughout Florida and the Southeast. And by Whirlpool. See the yellow pages for the authorized Whirlpool heating and cooling dealer nearest you.
Here's Jerry Clower for Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue.
People ask me, Jerry, what's so special about Sonny's barbecue? I tell them the secret's in the sauce. Oh, just thinking about it sets my mouth to watering.
Here you are, Mr. Clower.
Now here comes some good eating.
Everybody loves to eat at Sonny's, 'cause Sonny's makes it all taste right.
Look at this face. I'm going to smile. That's my last smile.
Why?
My utility bill.
It's probably because of the old air conditioner and that old furnace.
Don't say old.
Want to save some money? Then call your Whirlpool dealer about an energy-saving Whirlpool heat pump that cools and heats efficiently.
Hello.
See the yellow pages for the authorized Whirlpool heating and cooling dealer nearest you.
Thanks to Whirlpool, I can smile again.
Businesses come in all shapes, all sizes, each with its own very different insurance needs. An insurance plan that fits one business might be the wrong fit for another. So if you're running a business, whatever its size, let Nationwide give you a second opinion on your insurance. Business insurance, part of Nationwide's blanket protection.
Nationwide is on your side.
Last year, you could buy a tough new Nissan truck for just $59.99. This year, you can still buy a tough new Nissan truck for just $59.99. Nissan's put the freeze on its price, and your area Nissan Datsun dealers can put you in a brand new 86 Nissan truck and an old 85 price. Just $59.99. The most quality for the least money. Nissan's still the one. See our 86 lineup of pickups now at Yarborough Datsun, Freeman's Datsun, Power Service, or Crosby Datsun.
Now, Mr. Howe has 25 stores nationwide. Let's celebrate big savings at your house.
Mr. Howe Warehouse.
Do-it-yourself kitchens by Bellwood. Beautiful Biloxi pecan cabinets, only $69 each. The Kane look at cool savings. Now only $39 for King of Fans 52-inch 3-speed fan. Super Chemtone. Paint with a deluxe latex interior finish wall paint. Now just $8.47 a gallon.
Mr. Howe Warehouse.
Celebrate the big savings.
Okay, we are here at Florida Field waiting for the start of this afternoon's football game between the Gators and the Hokies of Virginia Tech. The Gators ranked number 2 in the nation, 5-0-1, beating Miami, tying Rutgers, beating Mississippi State, beating LSU, and beating Tennessee as they go 3-0 in the Southeastern Conference. Last week it was homecoming, and Southwest Louisiana falls victim to Florida by a score of 45-0. The Hokies of Virginia Tech lost to Cincinnati 31-14, to Richmond 24-14, and to Clemson 20-17. They turned it around against the Orangemen of Syracuse 24-14, got beaten by West Virginia 24-9, then took the measure of William & Mary 40-10, and last week a big win for them over arch rival Virginia 28-10. So Virginia Tech comes in here with a club that started a little slow, Jim, but they have improved.
Yeah, they did improve rapidly last week in their victory over the Virginia Cavaliers. You know, this weather's a mess out here this afternoon. Earlier it was bright sunshine, gusty winds. Then a rainstorm comes up and drenches us, gets our paper all wet, and the fans were late arriving, staying dry inside their vehicles outside. Now the sun shines back out again.
Weather at kickoff, temperature 80 degrees, humidity 71%. The wind is from the east at 20 miles per hour. And Jim and I will be picking our selection of the Mid-State Federal Player of the Game, and that will be in the fourth quarter this afternoon. So for Florida, Jim Yarbrough, a lot on the line this afternoon with that unbeaten string.
Well, they want to prove they're a great team, just not a good team, and great teams win every Saturday afternoon. So we're going to get a good indication of exactly how powerful the University of Florida is this afternoon. Virginia Tech is a fine football team. Traditionally, they'll go 8-3 or 7-4 every football season. So they're playing a good football team out here. Virginia Tech has a history of some great battles with the Florida State Seminoles. This is the first time they've ever played the Gators, but they're a quality ball club.
They are, and their coach, Bill Dooley, has had an excellent career coaching record. He's been a fine football coach. His school, Mississippi State, and the colors of the Hokies, maroon and white, just like Mississippi State's. Waiting for the kickoff this afternoon as Alan Talbot will boot it away for the Hokies of Virginia Tech. And we take a look at some of the Florida coaches and players on the sideline. That is Talbot, number 9, gets ready to kick it away and get our football game underway this afternoon at Florida Field here in Gainesville. Still overcast. He boots it, and it's a squibber. It'll go out of the end zone and will come to the 20-yard line where the Gators put it in play. Kerwin Bell, of course, the great quarterback, will be starting for Florida, and we'll have those starting lineups for you in just a moment. Here he is, number 12, coming across the field. 93 for 141, 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns, percentage-wise 66%. Offensively, it'll be Neil Anderson and John L. Williams. In the backfield, Ricky Natillo, Ray McDonald will be the wideouts, and the tight end will be Rodney Jones. And across the front, you saw just a moment ago the lineup for the Gators, and it's been patched up, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Bell at the quarterback spot. The give-off goes to Neil Anderson on the right side, and he turns outside and gets up to about the 25-yard line for a 5-yard pickup on the play. Brought down by Morgan Roan.
Excuse me, Jim, we mentioned, well, here we see the starters for Virginia Tech.
Jamel Adjemi, he's from Hollywood, Florida. Horacio Morata, Curtis Talafero, Mark Webb, Morgan Roan, Rainier Coleman, and Paul Nelson. And defensively, Eric Hayes, Alan Harris, Carter Wiley, and Ray Fitz. Here is Kerwin Bell. on 2nd down and 5 at the 25-yard line. Again, it's Neil Anderson getting the call. He turns to the 28-yard line before he's brought down by Adjemi, the linebacker from South Broward High School. Anderson, 137 attempts, 612 yards, 5 touchdowns this year, averages 4.5 yards per carry, longest run 61 yards.
Number 2 rusher in the Southeastern Conference coming into this afternoon's ball game.
Number 1 rusher in the University of Florida history and also in career touchdowns. It is 3rd and call it 2.5 for the Gators on between the 27 and the 28 as Kerwin Bell looks to throw and unloads. He's got Ricky Nattiel incomplete at the 46-yard line. The coverage man was Adjemi, and he made a nice drop on that.
Well, that ball's evidently slick. Kerwin delivered a perfect strike, but Ricky Nattiel just couldn't find the handle, and that would have been an easy first down. Now we see All-American Ray Criswell on the field to boom the football for the Gators.
And he gets ready to kick it away. A senior from Orange Park, Florida. Billy Myers will be the return man for the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Criswell gets it off, and it'll be taken down at the 47-yard line. So the Hokies of Virginia Tech will put it in play, and the man who took it down was Terrence Howell. So here they come, and Todd Greenwood will be their starting quarterback. He's 75 for 151, 819 yards, percentage-wise 49%, 6 touchdowns, and he's thrown 7 interceptions this year. Ernie Jones, Maurice Williams there in the backfield, Stuart Plank, Thomas Johnson, Mayer, and Cruz across the front for the Hokies. The give-off goes to the tailback for Virginia Tech, and that would be Mark Cox, and he is stacked up as he hits the 38-yard line. Alonzo Mitz takes him down, along with Alonzo Johnson for Florida. For the Gators, Miller, Mitz, Pennington, Roth, Armstrong, Williams, and Alonzo Johnson. The deep backs would be Stacy, Knight, White, and Jarvis Williams. It'll be 2nd down 8.
The strength for the Hokies is their running game, so they're going to be going to it early.
I formation now for the Hokies with receivers left and right, and the quarterback, Greenwood, rolling out, looking for somebody open, can't find him, goes out of bounds on the far side, short of the first down at about the 47-yard line. Patrick Miller runs him out. Greenwood is a senior from Mount Airy, North Carolina, Andy Griffith's hometown.
Is that right? Mount Airy, that's right. That's a big place. Is that bigger than Mayo?
Probably a little bit bigger.
I bet it's a coin flip.
Mayo, population 250. Now that Kerwin's back in school, I guess it drops down to 249. 12:59 to play in the first quarter, and there is no score in the football game at Florida Field as Greenwood goes on 3rd and 1 from the 47-yard line at the quarterback spot. His give-off goes to the tailback, Maurice Williams, off the left side, and he's got the first down across the midfield stripe. Leon Pennington brings him down for Florida. Williams, 463 yards this year, 3 touchdowns, averages a little over 5 times every time he touches the football, over 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of Florida for the Hokies of Virginia Tech. The give-off again goes to the tailback, Maurice Williams, off the left side to the 42. And Patrick Miller, the senior from Panama City, brings him down for the Gators. Let's take a look at that again.
Well, the Hokies love to use that tailback in their offensive running game, and Maurice Williams, number 2, and Eddie Hunter, number 45, alternate at that tailback position, and they have a lot of confidence in both of those players. They're juniors, and they've been alternating during their careers at Virginia Tech.
2nd down and 3. As Greenwood waits for the snap, a split backfield behind him now as they go from the I into the split backfield. Fumble on the play. Let's see who recovered at the 42-yard line. The Gators have the football. The Gators of Florida make a big play and recover the football at the 42-yard line. Let's take a look at it.
Now, the exchange was just not made at all. Alonzo Johnson's quickly on the tackle, and it looks like nose guard Henry Brown comes up with the football. Henry, the big nose guard from Fort Myers.
Number 99. So it's 1st and 10 for the Gators. They're at their own 42-yard line. There you see, it's been raining today, and they expect a little bit more rain this afternoon. I formation for Florida as Kerwin Bell gives off to Neil Anderson, turns outside, and Pike ropes down on the far side across the 50-yard line. Bumped out of bounds over there. Neal, as you see, holds career records for a lot of things here in Florida, including rushing and career touchdowns.
Well, it's always dangerous when the tailback gets outside. We say that week after week, but Neal got outside easily right there, and he did earlier when he carried the ball there for 8 yards.
2nd and 2, the ball right on the 50-yard line as Kerwin Bell goes to work for Florida at the quarterback spot. The Gators with the eye. The give-off goes to the up-back, and he has got the first down to the 47-yard line. John L. Williams, the ball carrier, and Horacio Morata brings him down. John L. averages 4 yards per carry, 2 touchdowns this year, 321 yards for 81 attempts. He's also a fine receiver for the Gators and blocks very well. We've talked about his versatility so many times.
The Hokies lost 8 starters on defense entering this season, so they were a little uncertain as to how they'd perform, and they did get off to a shaky start, but as we mentioned, they're 3-1 in their last 4 ball games, and they feel like their defense has turned the corner and has the ability to stop a team like Florida.
The Gators just pick up a first down, and the football now is at the 47-yard line.
You know, last year's #1 draft choice in the NFL, Bruce Smith, a big defensive tackle, was from Virginia Tech.
Outland Trophy winner, now with the Buffalo Bills. As the Gators split receivers left and right. Waiting for the snap is Kerwin Bell with the eye. Natil is the motion man to the near side. The pitch is going to go to Anderson off the left side. He's across the 45 and to about the 43 before Morgan Roan brings him down, but there was a flag on the play. Right now, let's go down to John Nugent on the sideline.
Jim, obviously the weather conditions quite a bit different this week. Turf temperature before the game, 95 degrees. There's a swirling wind down here, but Ray Quizwell, Jeff Dawson says it shouldn't affect the game. As far as the rain goes, this AstroTurf can get very slick. The players are changing into their rain cleats right now. Gentlemen?
Thank you very much. A penalty coming up against the Florida Gators as it's marched back to the 42-yard line. The call was against the Gators for holding. So that sets them way back. By the way, you could win a 1986 Ford Ranger, the Sonny's Fightin' Gator truck. Just register at any participating Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue Florida location. You could also win a Suzuki motorbike, a Columbia bicycle, or a Toshiba jam box. So go buy Sonny's today.
Well, those holding penalties will kill a drive in a hurry. There was a 15-yard mark off. Now Kerwin's got the offense in a bind here, and he's going to probably have to put the ball in the air.
First and long, 1st and 20 at the 42-yard line now for the Gators. Again, the I formation. And Bell dropping, looking to throw. Throws. He's got John L. Williams, who goes out of bounds on the far side. A nice catch and a difficult one to make going away, too, at the 47-yard line. Brought down by the right corner man, Ray Fitz.
A little bit of a bootleg action, and John L. Williams, as always, is out there in the flat, ready to catch that football.
Let's take a look at it again.
John L. Williams trails Tommy Durrance, Florida's great fullback of the late 60s, in catching passes coming out of the backfield. Tommy Durrance is the record holder for the Florida Gators, and John L. Williams is approaching those records. Pass.
2nd and 9, and here's Neal Anderson to throw long. He's got his man at the 10-yard line in the end zone for the score. Frankie Neal. Neal Anderson with a touchdown throw.
He's two for 2 for the year. Both of his passes for touchdowns. The first one, I believe, was to Ray McDonald. This one's to Frankie Neal. Neal Anderson gives that little bit of a run look. Frankie Neal sprinting down center field wide open, and Neal Anderson delivers right on the money. Frankie Neal almost catches a touchdown pass every other time he has a reception.
The Gators up 6-0. Here's Dawson's kick. It is squibbed off to the side. It may have been blocked, and it is no good. So the score now is Florida 6 and the Hokies nothing. We'll be right back with more, but first, these messages.
Welcome to the real world of dairy goodness. Experience nutritious, delicious, real dairy delights. Luscious cheese, rich sour cream, smooth milk, tangy yogurt, creamy cottage cheese. All healthy and wholesome, loaded with protein, vitamins, and calcium. Look for the real seal for real dairy flavor. Welcome to the real world.
One of the nicest things about my job is working with the Ford dealers. They're really a great group of people. But to tell you the truth, before coming to Florida, I hadn't driven the Ford in a long time. Well, I found out they make one fine automobile. The quality and workmanship on their cars is really outstanding, and the ride is better than more expensive cars. I'll tell you what, dollar for dollar, I don't think you can beat a Ford for value. They've got a real winner here.
Frankie Neal right there enjoying, basking in the glory after that touchdown. Here's the deep kickoff, and it goes to the 6-yard line, taken by Virginia Tech. He's across the 15 to the 19-yard line. The return man, Maurice Williams, for Virginia Tech. 4 plays, 58 yards, time of possession, 110. Frankie Neal, a 46-yard pass from Neil Anderson. Extra point was no good, and that's the 3rd miss of the year on extra points for Jeff Dawson.
That's the epitome of your big play offense right there. As we mentioned earlier, Neil Anderson 2 for 2, both of his passes for touchdowns this season. Same play.
So here are the Hokies. It's 1st and 10 at the 19-yard line. Todd Greenwood, the senior quarterback, with a motion man to the near side. He gives off to Williams, and Williams slips as he hits to the line, and there was a flag on the play at the 19-yard line. Give Alonzo Johnson credit for being right there. Offsides, and it's going to go against the University of Florida. Albert the Alligator talking with some of the fans. Albert kind of got a little soaked before the game, as we did, even though we're inside. The rain came blowing in, but it's out of Gainesville right now, and it's pretty nice down on the field.
Well, Albert's one of those amphibious guys, isn't he?
That's right.
One of those reptiles that get in and out of the water without any problem.
Well, he's supposed to like the water, but I saw him running towards the stands when it came down. 1st and 5 at the 24, and Greenwood's give again goes to Williams. Williams off the left side, close to the 1st down at the 28-yard line, but brought down by Scott Armstrong, the junior linebacker, and Ron Moten, the outside linebacker for the Gators. Carry to the 28, it'll be 2nd down and about a yard. Florida rushing defense allowing 80 yards per game, 2nd in the Southeastern Conference, 5th in the nation. Great tribute to Charlie Bailey's troops. I formation now on 2nd and about a yard from the 28, and Williams across the 30 for the 1st down for Virginia Tech. Tommy Duhart, the 6'4", 260-pounder out of Belglade, makes the hit. Looking back at 6'1", 213 pounds, very reminiscent in many ways of Neil Anderson as he accelerates off the ball. Having an excellent season. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line now for the Hokies. And Greenwood looks to throw, but he's under a lot of pressure. Brought down way behind the line. Sacked at the 19-yard line. As the Gators, Rondi Weston gets in there. He is the freshman from Belglade, along with Alonzo Johnson. Here we look at it again.
Yeah, Greenwood just can't find his receiver in time, and the tremendous thing about this Gator defense is the pressure they put on the quarterback. You don't get 2 looks. You get 1 look from that quarterback position, and then you're going to get hit. And Rondi Weston and the great All-American Alonzo Johnson just doing a terrific job. 6 quarterback sacks for Alonzo Johnson.
That's 3 away from the school record. On the delayed draw, the give goes to Maurice Williams, and he is stacked up as he hits the 22-yard line by Tommy Duhart.
You know, the great thing about team speed on defense is that you put so much pressure on the quarterback. You just don't give him a 2nd or 3rd look, and those guys are in a real squeeze on offense when they try and throw the ball, and you've got that speed coming at you on the pass rush.
It's 3rd down, 19 yards to go. The ball on the 22-yard line, 8 minutes and 19 seconds to play in the 1st quarter, and the Gators are up by a score of 6-0 on the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Greenwood again gives to Maurice Williams, and Williams fights forward before he is brought down by the Gator defense. the 28-yard line, Henry Brown, a big sophomore from Fort Myers, and Scott Armstrong combining for Florida. So that brings up 4th down, and the Hokies are going to have to kick away. David Cox, 37 punts, averaging a little under 35 yards per kick. Ricky Nattiel, great return man for the University of Florida.
Well, on that 3rd down play, Bill Dooley runs a conservative play, doesn't want to turn the ball over.
Whoa! A mishandled snap there, as it's a little high, he couldn't hang on to it, and now gets it off the side of his foot, and it comes out of bounds on the near side. Ball looked a little bit high. The punter, David Cox, let it slip through his hands high, had to chase it back, tried to recover and kick out of there, but it was disaster.
Yeah,
there it is.
He just flat out misses the ball, but the young man does a nice job of maintaining his poise and trying to pick up that football. Now, he knows the Gators are coming at him, but he's going to elude the rush. It's just so slippery out there. He can't get his footing and can't get the punt off, but he does the proper thing trying to get the punt off. He just misses it and shanks it off to the right. Great field position for the Gator offense.
1st and 10 on the 21-yard line. John L. Williams with a carry inside the 20 to the 18-yard line, brought down by Horacio Moranta. So the Gators really get a field position break here in the 1st quarter, leading by a score of 6-0.
Well, I think the same thing happened to Cox, the punter, that happened to Ricky Nattiel earlier. That ball's just hard to catch today when it gets that little slick film on it.
2nd down, 8 on the 18-yard line. I formation now for Florida. Neil Anderson, top of the I. Flags on the play all over that field. Looks like someone from the Gators moved before the snap, and so that's going to cost them 5 yards. So they march it back to the 24-yard line for illegal procedure.
Now, Big Jeff Zimmerman gets a little anxious right there. Jumped off sides.
2nd and 13 at the 23-yard line for Florida. Split backfield now. Kerwin Bell looks to throw. Runs up, throws. Intended for Wickman. It is incomplete. It looks like Wickman was probably the secondary receiver on that play as he was running that short post. And Kerwin Bell just couldn't find his primary open.
That's true. There's always a primary receiver on every pass route, and then you have your 2nd and 3rd choice. Kerwin has the ability to look for those guys. He knows where they are, and right then, instead of running the ball, he was looking for his 2nd and 3rd choice and tried to get the ball down the field.
3rd and 13 at the 23-yard line for the Gators. They go with a slot, and Ray McDonald's a slot man to the top of your screen as Bell looks to throw and goes for McDonald. It is incomplete. Man, Ray Pitts, number 6 in the end zone for the Hokies of Virginia Tech, and the intended receiver, Ray McDonald. So that brings on Jeff Dawson as the Gators are going to go with a field goal try.
Mr. Perfection out on the field right now, Jeff Dawson.
The hole will come from Ray Criswell, and the snapper will be Walter Bird as Jeff Dawson tries from the 30-yard line, so it'll be a 40-yard attempt for the young man from Lantana, Florida, as he boots it, and it has the distance, and it is good. The score now is Florida 9 and Virginia Tech nothing. We'll be right back after these messages.
Now, Mr. Howe has 25 stores nationwide. Let's celebrate big savings at your house.
Mr. Howe Warehouse.
Washable quality at just $5.97 a gallon. Glidden spread satin latex wall paint in over 1,200 colors. Savings a breeze and 3-speed reversible. Now $69 for a Hunter 48-inch studio fan. It's great for air tools. W.R. Brown's big 2-horsepower electric air compressor has it all.
Mr. Howe Warehouse.
Celebrate the big savings.
You can get everything you want at Westside Dodge. They've got the biggest Dodge store east to west, and they'll make you a deal because they're the best. They'll get you what you want in a Dodge.
It's final closeout sale time at Westside Dodge on all cars, trucks, and vans with factory authorized price cuts up to $1,000 on selected models. So hurry now to Westside Dodge.
You can get everything you want at Westside Dodge.
1672 Cassett.
John David Francis, a walk-on freshman from Stark, boots it away for the Gators. It is high and deep and will be taken by Maurice Williams. And Maurice Williams returned to the 20-yard line before he is upended by the University of Florida, and taking him down for the Gators, Scott Marshall, number 16. Gentleman that just kicked that 40-yard field goal, Jeff Dawson, 5'11", 175, a junior from Lantana, Florida.
Another one of those great walk-on players that Florida's been fortunate to get. Jeff Dawson just continues to amaze. He doesn't miss.
4 plays and the possession, 103. Jeff Dawson, 9-0, Florida.
Because of the turnover, too. That made a difference in that field goal.
Greenwood, the quarterback for Virginia Tech, rolling out, throws a short one. It is incomplete. Intended for Ernie Jones, the fullback coming out of the backfield. Ball's incomplete. Scott Armstrong, the coverage man for the University of Florida. So that'll bring up second down. 10, the ball remains on the 20-yard line.
Ernie Jones looked like a defensive back out there knocking the ball down. I don't know what he was trying to do right there.
6 minutes and 13 seconds to play in the first quarter. Florida jumping off of that 9-0 lead.
I might mention that VPI's only completed 11 passes, I think, in their last couple of ball games. So they're not used to throwing the football. They'd much rather run the football.
Galen Hall and his staff on the sideline, watching the activities on second down as Greenwood waits for the snap and gives off on the counter to Maurice Williams on the left side to about the 27-28 yard line. Patrick Miller, the outside linebacker, makes the hit for the Gators along with Henry Brown.
There's your misdirection. There's your counter play. The left side of the line pulls to the right. The back takes a counter step and then comes back to the left, picking up a nice gain. You see Florida run that type of play quite a bit as well.
3rd down and 2 on the 28-yard line for the Hokies of Virginia Tech. They go with a split backfield and a slot offense. Now they put one of the backs, Williams, in motion. Greenwood almost slipping down, brought down at the 26-yard line. Alonzo Mitz and Henry Brown. That brings up 4th down. And the kicker, David Cox.
Well, that Gator defense gets a standing O when they come off the field. The people are excited about watching the Florida defense play this season. They know all the talent that's on the field, and they appreciate it. Let those boys know it when they come off the field.
So here is Cox, and this time he gets his boot away. It is high, and Ricky Nattil will take it at the 28-yard line, and he is hit and brought down immediately as he touches the football, and number 3, Andy Embers, defensive back on special teams, brings him down.
Jim, that was a smart play by Ricky Nattil. He knew he had to get over there in a hurry to catch that ball before it hit the ground, but he knew he also didn't have the balance to put his hand up to signal for the fair catch. That would slow him down, and he couldn't get over there, so he made sure he got over there and caught the ball safely. He knew he was going to get hit, but he didn't allow that ball to bounce and pin the Gators deep in their own territory. A nice play by Ricky Nattil.
He's a great athlete. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line. I formation again, and the give-off goes to the up back, and he goes across the 35-yard line to the 37-yard line. John L. Williams, the ball carrier. Paul Nelson, a junior linebacker, the hit man for Virginia Tech. 4 minutes and 40 seconds to play first quarter. Gators 9, Hokies nothing at Florida Field.
Big guys up front, if they don't get the job done, you're going to get the backs hit in the backfield. And John L. Williams is in the secondary in a hurry. Nice job by Frank McCarthy and friends up front.
2nd and 1. Florida gets the first down across the 40 to the 41-yard line as Neil Anderson carries the football. Rainier Coleman, a senior from Chase City, Virginia, the tackler for the Hokies of Virginia Tech. And there you're looking at the story on the board. So Florida jumping off to a 9-0 lead, taking advantage of a miscue on the high snap, mishandled by the punter with a shank off the side of his foot, and moving in for the field goal after the great touchdown. Neil Anderson to Frankie Neal. Kerwin Bell looking to throw and going long for Ray McDonald. Oh! Incomplete. Would have been a super play. I'll tell you, Ray was right there, but a difficult chance. Eric Hayes was the left corner man, the coverage man for Virginia Tech.
Well, it's always difficult when you're running full out, but look at this pass. I mean, it's right on the button. Joe Oh, my goodness. And he gets hit immediately. That would have been a fantastic catch, but Kerwin Bell can put that ball out there, can he?
He can air it out. He dialed long distance on that.
That's right. That was another zip code or area code.
2nd and 10 at the 41-yard line for the Gators. A split backfield behind Kerwin Bell. Bell looks, drops. Quick one out there to Neil Anderson, who's drilled just as he touches the football at the 42-yard line. And they say it's a fumble after the completion. The Florida fans are upset about that. Let's take a look at it. Did he have it in his possession long enough?
Well, one of the keys is what does the receiver do about contesting the call, and Neil Anderson didn't raise too much of a ruckus right there. I think he felt like he had the ball, even though it was only for an instant. I really think Neil Anderson did have the ball, so it's a turnover for the Hokies.
So a good call, and it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line as the Hokies get good field position on that play. Todd Greenwood is at the quarterback spot. He's got receivers left and right and goes with a slot. And Greenwood turns and he's brought down as he rolls to the left side by Rondy Weston.
Broken play, it looked like.
Let's go to the sideline, John Nugent.
Jim, before the game, I talked with Gators secondary coach Xavier Urelian. He said they're going to put a lot of pressure on Virginia Tech's quarterback today. They're sending everybody. So far, good pressure and 2 quarterback sacks. Gentlemen.
Thanks very much. 2nd down and 11 on the 38-yard line. Split backfield again for the Hokies. Williams, the motion man, to the bottom of your screen. Greenwood looks, throws. He's got Williams at the 30-yard line, and he's down to the 25-yard line before he is knocked out of bounds by Alonzo Johnson. Curtis Stacy, the coverage man, Johnson putting the pressure on.
Well, Greenwood does get a chance to get that second look out there in the flat. And he finds Maurice Williams wide open, and Maurice picks up a nice first down for the Hokies. That was a 12-yard gain.
Nice play by Stacy. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Hokies. They trail 9-0. The give-off goes to Williams straight up the middle and across the 20 to the 19-yard line. Run down by the Gators, Tommy Duhart. Ron Moten on the tackle along with Duhart. 2 minutes and 36 seconds to play in the first quarter at Florida Field. Ball on the near side hash mark. The wide side for the Hokies would be to their left, the top of your screen, as you look at Bill Dooley, the head coach at Virginia Tech. Greenwood looks over the Florida defense, now rolls back and is brought down way behind the line under a lot of pressure. Ron Moten right in there along with the outside linebacker, and they really put the pressure on. Clifford Charlton also in, but there was a flag on that last play.
Too many men in motion, I believe, on the Hokies. You know, Ron Moten is underrated, I think, as a linebacker for the Gators. He doesn't draw the attention that Clifford Charlton and Alonzo Johnson does. But watch on the backside of your screen on the left. Watch Ron Moten come there. There he is. And you see Ricky Knight on the strong safety blitz also putting pressure on Greenwood.
On the last play, there was an illegal procedure call against Virginia Tech on the flag. It was declined by Florida, making it 3rd down still and 11 yards to go. Greenwood looks to throw, throws out in the flat and throws high, and he was under some pressure. The intended receiver out there was Becton. So Duhart was right in there putting the pressure on Todd Greenwood, the senior quarterback.
Becton was wide open down the sideline, too. Greenwood just didn't have a chance to find him, but Becton was running alone along that sideline.
So now we're going to see the try for the field goal, and it will be Chris Kinzer attempting the field goal for Virginia Tech from the 34-yard line. It'll be a 44-yard attempt. He's a straight-on kicker. He gets his foot into it, and it is good. And so the Hokies are on the board after the long field goal, and it's a 9-3 ball game at Florida Field. As VPI gets there, a 44-yarder for Virginia Tech. The winning attitude starts with individual performance combined with a strong team morale. Mid-State Federal Savings and Loan admires this spirit and is proud to be the exclusive sponsor of the Most Valuable Player of the Game award, which will be announced at the conclusion of today's game. Union State Federal, Florida's full-service financial center.
Well, I think Virginia Tech proves right there they are a good ball team. Whenever you get a turnover inside the opponent's 50, you need to take advantage of it. You need to make something happen. They moved the ball down the field on the ground and with some key passes, and were able to pick up that field goal and get on the board with 3 points.
Well, they're right up there. As we wait now for the kickoff in just a moment, the Gators leading the Hokies by a score of 9-3. Natil and Wayne Williams will be deep for the Gators. As Talbot, the kickoff man for the Hokies, gets ready to move to the football. And he gets his foot into it. It is high and deep. It'll be taken by Natil inside the end zone. He's across the 5, the 7, cuts outside at the 10. He's outside at the 15-yard line. Across to the 20-yard line before he's brought down. But there was a flag on the play. Flag on that last play as Ricky Natil brings the football back to the 20-yard line. Waiting for the preliminary indication, Bo Blankenship made the tackle along with Eric Hayes for Virginia Tech. The indication is that the penalty is going against Florida, and it is, as they march it back to the 10-yard line. And it's for a clip. Florida penalized for clipping back to the 10-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 at the 10. 6 plays, 10 yards, 1:47 the time. Chris Kinzer, a 44-yard field goal.
I can't remember the last time I saw a conventional straight-on kicker. Can you, Jim Gallagher?
I can't either.
They're unique these days.
Here is Kerwin Bell now at the line. His give-off goes to John L. Williams, who is stacked up right as he hits the right side by Rick Singleton for Virginia Tech.
The Hokies have a lot of size in their defensive line. Singleton is 6'5", made an excellent play right there. They've got a couple of 280-pounders up front as well. A lot of size for the Hokies on defense.
2nd down for the Gators from the 9-yard line, 11 yards to go, 1:22 to play first quarter. Florida leads it 9-3. High formation behind Mr. Bell, and the give-off goes to the tailback, Neil Anderson, off the right side. Very little gain on the last play, brought down by the Virginia Tech Hokie defensive unit. Again, Singleton on the hit for Virginia Tech.
Well, anytime your offense gets points on the board, it gets your defense excited, and the Hokies are playing with a lot of enthusiasm on defense right now. And another reason they have enthusiasm is because they know the Gators are pinned deep in their own territory, and they want to keep them there.
That's right. 3rd down for the Gators and 9 on the 11-yard line. Bell with the eye and a slot to the left side. Neal would be the slot back. And the give-off on the delayed draw goes to the tailback, and he goes to the 13-yard line. That's Neil Anderson on the carry. Paul Nelson, linebacker for Virginia Tech, makes the tackle, and we'll see Ray Criswell come on and kick out of there for Florida. 1 punt so far this afternoon for 34 yards. Criswell, a senior from Orange Park.
Timeout. The Hokies are calling a timeout.
Well, we'll see what their decision is. 22 seconds left to play in this first quarter with a 9-3 ball game at Florida Field.
I think maybe the Hokies are calling a timeout to get the proper personnel on the field. They might consider going for the block right here inside the Gator 15-yard line. They've got 9 men up front. Traditionally, you'll have all 10 up front when you're going for a block, but I don't know why they called that timeout, but perhaps it was getting the right personnel on the field.
Well, we're waiting to see what's going to happen while there's a timeout. We'll remind you that Sonny's Pit Barbecue has a great offer. You get a free Gator Coca-Cola collector's bottle with a purchase of any barbecue plate and a Coke, available while supplies last at participating Sonny's Florida locations. Commemorate the 84 Gators with a Coca-Cola collector's bottle at Sonny's Barbecue as you look at 13-13. So it'll be Billy Myers, 13, returning for the Hokies, and Ray Criswell, number 13, kicking for the University of Florida.
And that timeout forces him to punt against the wind.
He boots it, but he gets off a good one way high. Look at that kick. Back to the 39-yard line. Myers comes to the left side, and he is taken down as he gets to the 46-yard line. So he was under a lot of pressure as the special teams really got down there. Leon Pennington down there under the kick for the University of Florida. One of the guys really putting the pressure on.
One of the ways to defeat that wind in your face is to get that tight spiral, and that's exactly what happened right there. He boomed a tight spiral, and there was no wobble, and that ball really got down the field.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line for the Hokies as Greenwood waits for the snap, rolls to the right side, looks and throws, and it is intercepted by Florida at the 45-yard line. Leon Pennington, a senior from Fort Lauderdale, makes the interception for the Gators. Oh, yes.
Leon Pennington had that play sniffed out from the beginning. He felt Donald Snell behind him. The wide receiver coming across Donald Snell is trying to drag across, and Leon Pennington knows that, and he's with him step for step. See him right there? He had the receiver covered. He had the feeling the quarterback was going to try and come to Snell, and he leaped up to make the interception. Nice play by Leon Pennington.
1st and 10 on the 45-yard line for the Florida Gators right now as Kerwin Bell and company go to work, slot offense. The give-off goes to the tailback. Neil Anderson, fumble on the play as it rolls across the 40, and it's going to be recovered by Virginia Tech at the 38-yard line. We'll be back with the second quarter, but first we'll take time out for these messages.
There's a lot of talk about who's number one in football, but there's never any doubt that Golden Diamonds Direct is number one when it comes to fine jewelry. Our beautiful showrooms display a championship collection of diamonds, pearls, colored stones, 14-karat gold chains, bracelets, and rings. Our commitment to service is unrivaled. 3 gemologists are on staff, as well as 9 bench jewelers for repair and custom work. Visit Golden Diamonds Direct. We have a first-string lineup of Fighting Gator Gold. But if you prefer the red and black, or the garnet and gold, how about them dogs? Or the Knowles?
Take advantage of great savings on houseplants and cold-hardy landscape plants at the Florida Nursery Growers Association plant sale. Duval County master gardeners will be on hand to answer your gardening questions. Attend the FNGA plant sale, Saturday, November 2nd from 10 to 6 at the Grand Boulevard Mall.
Don't say beer, say Bull. It's a small liquor bar.
The Bull has more taste than beer.
No one does it like the Bull.
Well, that ball does have the film on it. Let's see if it's the hit that causes the ball to bounce out there. Yes, it is. Number 58, Rainer Coleman, gets his arm in there and causes that ball to flip loose, and the Gobblers, or the Hokies, are all over it.
1st and 10 for them at the 39-yard line. Todd Greenwood, senior quarterback with an I formation, and his give-off goes to Maurice Williams straight up the gut, and Williams across the 45 to the 47-yard line before Ricky Knight, the sophomore from Gainesville, Florida, makes the tackle for the Gators. So as we begin the second quarter, Florida leads by a score of 9-3 by virtue of a touchdown pass, Neil Anderson to Frankie Neal, and a field goal by Jeff Dawson. And the Hokies get on the board with a 44-yard field goal. It'll be second down and short yardage. Straight up the middle goes the up-back Maurice Williams, and he gets the first down. Ron Moten makes the tackle for Florida along with Ricky Knight.
Coming into this ball game, their tailback, Eddie Hunter, actually was their leading rusher, number 45. We thought we'd see Hunter a lot more this afternoon. He and Maurice Williams have traditionally alternated from that tailback position, but this afternoon it's all Maurice Williams, and he's doing a fine job. 11 attempts, 54 yards.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Again, it's Maurice Williams, and he cuts back across the 45. He's inside the 45 to about the 43. Looked like he slipped down, but Adrian White was there. Good coverage for the Gators.
Well, this is what Virginia Tech did so successfully last week against the Virginia Cavaliers. They just rammed it down the Cavaliers' throats in the second half, and they have a lot of pride and confidence in their running game, and they're doing a nice job out there, even though the Gators have only given up, 57 yards in total offense.
2nd and 7 on the 44-yard line for the Hokies as Greenwood looks to throw. He's under pressure back there. It is incomplete, but he was really under a swarm of pressure. Ricky Knight was the coverage man on the pass for Florida, and Keith Williams was putting on the pressure.
Well, we keep talking about that great speed. Look at Alonzo Johnson coming out the outside, maintaining his containment. He's not going to let Greenwood outside. Now the other teammates get a chance to get in there. There you see Keith Williams making the tackle. Greenwood does a nice job of dumping the ball away to not give up the sack.
3rd and 7 on the 44-yard line now for the Hokies. They trail. Florida's up 9-3 in the second quarter. Greenwood on the misdirection play gives off to Tim Dudley, and Dudley's going to be close to a first down. Let's see whether he got it or not. Alonzo Johnson makes the tackle on the far side. What a great player this guy is. He's got everything you could possibly want in a defensive lineman. Outside linebacker.
Yes, Alonzo Johnson, he could start on probably 25 NFL football teams right now. Or at least play quite a bit, alternate. He's a terrific ball player.
It's decision time for Bill Dooley. 4th and a yard at the 32-yard line. Let's see whether they're going to go for it or not. And they are going to go for it. So here is Chad Greenwood, the senior quarterback at the line. The Florida defense digs in. Greenwood on the quarterback keeper. And the middle of the Florida line stiffens a little bit in there, and we'll see what happens when they unpile, whether they got the first down. But it looks like from here they've got it.
Yep. That was a shade less than a yard, and he gets a nice block from his center, Mark Johnson. Look at that momentum up front. Kent Thomas, the left guard, doing a nice job, number 54.
They do get it to the 36-yard line, so it'll be 1st and 10 as the Hokies try to keep their drive alive. And, you know, Bill Dooley likes those long drives. He likes to eat up the clock. The give-off on the ride goes to Ernie Jones, the fullback, but Florida sniffs that one out and hits him as he gets to the 34-yard line. A short gain. Give Keith Williams credit for the tackle. He's the junior from Milton, Florida.
Watch Keith Williams on an inside slant right there, beating the block of Stuart Plank, number 64. That's just out-muscling that offensive tackle. Keith Williams doing a fine job. You know, there's a lot of strength at that defensive tackle position for the Florida Gators. Alonzo Mitz on the other side right now.
2nd and 9 at the 35. Again on the delayed draw to Williams, but Pennington bulldogs him down at the 32-yard line. And that's just exactly what he did, too. He looked like a rodeo cowboy as he took him down from behind.
Well, Charlie Bailey, the defensive coordinator, loves Leon Pennington, and that's Arthur White right there. And no, excuse me, that was Pennington, number 45, making the tackle. Charlie Bailey just can't say enough nice things about Leon Pennington.
3rd and 7 at the 34-yard line, waiting for the snap now, is Todd Greenwood. And it is incomplete. It was intended for the outside receiver coming across, and that would be Steve Johnson, 87, and Curtis Stacy was on the coverage for Florida. Stacy, the sophomore from Bronson, Florida.
That's what you call getting inside a guy's shirt. Curtis Stacy was right there step for step.
So that brings up 4th down. There's a timeout for Virginia Tech, and with timeout on the field, Florida leads VPI 9-3. We'll be right back.
Introducing Like It Lean Bologna and Wally.
And now I shall create the bologna sandwich using the bologna and these hams.
New Like It Lean Bologna.
Like it lean? Nah, I love it lean.
Nothing but the great taste of more lean meat.
Because I'm a lean, mean eating machine.
New Like It Lean cold cuts from Likes. The great taste of more lean meat.
Great sandwich.
It makes you angry. Your health insurance goes up when you don't even use it. Then you get nothing but excuses from your insurance company, right? I don't blame you for being mad. Makes me mad. But we're working to make things different at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida. We don't have all the answers. But now we do have some answers that'll hit rising healthcare and insurance bills before they hit you. We hear you. And we're working on the answers.
Punt by Virginia Tech goes into the end zone, so it will come out to the 20-yard line where the Florida Gators will put it in play, and Kerwin Bell and company will take over at at the 20, first and 10. 11 minutes and 7 seconds to play in the second quarter, and the Gators are leading Virginia Tech 9-3. Well, Mr. Yarbrough, it's been an interesting game so far this afternoon. Florida jumped out to that quick lead, but then Virginia Tech hung on. They've been scratching and clawing. Kerwin Bell, first and 10. Neil Anderson, 27, top of the eye, gets the call. Off the right side, comes across the 20 to the 21 before he is hit. And hit hard by the strong safety, Alan Harris, for Virginia Tech.
Yeah, those strong safeties have to be linebacker in personality. They have to be willing to come up there and make that kind of hit. And if you don't have a strong safety that's going to come up there and hit that tailback, you're in all kind of trouble on defense. And that was a nice play by Alan Harris.
Well, Alan Harris is 174 pounds, and he made that one like he thinks he's 220. Second and 9 at the 21-yard line for the Gators as they drive on Virginia Tech, leading 9-3, and Kerwin Bell to throw. Going long for... It is intercepted. It was intended for Ray McDonald, intercepted by Virginia Tech, and Eric Hayes, the left cornerback, made the interception. You're looking at number 19. He's a 5'9", 167-pound senior.
Yeah, Kerwin tries to force this ball in. I think he wants to pick up that big play. He sees Ray McDonald, but all of a sudden, 3 Hokies converge on McDonald. And John L. Williams is there to make the tackle. Number 19, Eric Hayes, making that interception.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line, or rather at the 49-yard line for Virginia Tech as Greenwood drops the throw and does, and it's intercepted by Pennington at the 40-yard line, stood on his feet, going forward, and goes to the 47-yard line. Leon Pennington, or call it the 42-yard line, made a beautiful interception on that. Virginia Tech 3 turnovers, Florida 2, as Pennington comes right back and makes this interception.
Well, you got to have a nose for the football to play this game. You can't just be big and strong and fast. That's nice, but you got to have an instinct. And Leon Pennington has that instinct. Watch him take that drop. He just felt that football coming at him from the moment it left the quarterback's hand and had the ability to get up there and pick that football out of the air. That's his second interception of the afternoon. Leon Pennington.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line now for the Gators. The give-off goes to Anderson off the right side and taken out of bounds in front of the Florida bench as he gets into Hokie territory and gets to the 42-yard line. Ray Fitz brings him out. Nice carry by Neal.
And Rodney Jones, the big tight end from Tampa Plant, doing a nice job. There's John L. Williams. There's David Williams. And there's Rodney Jones making that block. Number 87, Rodney Jones helping out his partner, Neil Anderson.
TV replays of today's game to be aired statewide tonight beginning at 11:30. The Galen Hall Show to be aired statewide Sunday afternoon. Check your local TV listings. The give-off goes to Neil Anderson, and he gets to the 40-yard line before he's brought down by Virginia Tech's Victor Jones, number 34. So the carry to the 41-yard line, and that'll bring up second down and call it 8 for the Gators, and they're into Hokie territory.
Well, Jim, we get news from our truck that neither quarterback on the field for either team has completed a pass in their last 10 attempts.
Here's Kerwin Bell with the lone setback, John L. Williams, and he throws out in the flat. He hits Ricky Nateel at the 35. He's across the 30 and down to the 25-yard line before he's taken out right here on the near side. So just as you said that, Mr. Bell makes the completion. Ricky Nateel is right there to catch the football.
Well, Ricky's got all that juke and jive, and he's able to fake out the cornerback. I think it's Fitz, number 6. Watch him slip. We mentioned that field is a little slippery, and a guy like Ricky Nateel is so dangerous on any day, but when you got that film on the surface, he's exceptionally tough.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line. Again, Neil Anderson across the 20 to the 19-yard line for the Gators. And Lawrence White makes the hit for the Hokies of Virginia Tech. Well, Florida's offense going to work now as Kerwin Bell completes a pass. He's 3 for 8 this afternoon, 25 yards. That'll bring up second down and 4 on the 19-yard line for Florida.
Well, you can't dibble-dabble around now. That Gator offense has to think touchdown. They need to be thinking touchdown in that offensive huddle.
Bell Bell's give goes to John L. Williams, hits to the 15-yard line before Virginia Tech is able to take him down at the 15-yard line, and he's going to be close to the first down. It was Mark Webb making the tackle as we look at some very nice-looking Gator fans.
I think they're Gator getters. They're some of the prettiest girls on campus, and we use those young ladies in our recruiting efforts, and I think that'll pay off.
You'd sign again if you had any eligibility left, wouldn't you?
That's right.
3rd and 1 at the 15-yard line.
One, please, and that's all I need.
Kerwin Bell gives off to John L. Williams, gets the first down to the 13-yard line. So the Gators pick up the first down, and that's what they're looking for. Horacio Murata, the left tackle, makes the tackle. He's 267 pounds, so he can really put a hurting on you.
Well, I was talking about, not goofing around right now on offense. It's so difficult. You get so few chances generally to penetrate the opponent's territory, and when you're inside his 15, you've got to come up with points. You need to come up with touchdown. They need to jump on these guys right now. 1st and 10
at the 13-yard line. Kerwin Bell gives to Neil Anderson. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He's in the end zone for the score. The Gators put another touchdown on the board. They're listening to you. Jim Yarbrough, they heard you and sent Neil Anderson off the right side right into the end zone. A nice sprint from the 13-yard line. Carter Wiley, the free safety, was the guy that should have been the coverage man. Let's take a look at it again.
This is that misdirection play again. The Hokies were running this same play. I think Don Shula is the guy that made this play famous with Larry Zonka. You'll remember in the Super Bowls when they dominated the Vikings, and Larry Zonka made history and became an all-pro running that same play, and now it's in Galen Hall's playbook, and it's in the Hokie playbook. They're going for 2, Jim Gallagher.
They're going for 2. The Gators will go for 2. The pitch now goes to John L. Williams. He is still on his feet and fighting at the 5-yard line, but he is brought down, and the score remains the Gators 15 and Virginia Tech 3. We'll be right back after this.
Follow the Gators from end zone to end zone with GatorBait, Florida's #1 sports weekly. Each issue is packed with loads of features. That's 38 exciting issues of GatorBait, plus as a special bonus, we'll send you a free copy of our football yearbook, a 68-page guide to the Gators. Just send a check or money order for $30 to GatorBait, P.O. Box 14022, Gainesville 32604, or call collect 1-904-372-1215.
It takes a lot to build a home. You start with a foundation of love and watch it grow with each addition. And additions need the convenience of Scotty's. Scotty's covers the entire state with over 100 stores. They're stocked wall to wall with thousands of items, and their employees help every step of the way. Some stores think they can match Scotty's for convenience, but for my family, there's nobody closer to home.
The helping hand that saves you money, Scotty's.
15-3 the score as the Gators lead the Hokies of Virginia Tech. 7 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the second quarter. 7 plays, 59 yards, 2:37 possession time. Neil Anderson's 13-yard sprint into the end zone was good, and the 2-point conversion not good. John David Francis kicks off deep, and it'll be taken by Maurice Williams, and he sees the thundering herd come down. Drops to one knee, genuflects in the end zone, and comes out to the 20-yard line. Here's the conversion attempt for the 2 points.
This play is dead in the water from the start. Number 99, Rick Singleton, just does a super job of penetrating and knocking everybody down in the backfield. That 2-point play didn't have a chance because of the great play by Rick Singleton.
Well, Virginia Tech has some fine-looking players, and their line play was excellent. And as we talked earlier in the show, as you mentioned, they had a great All-American Outland Trophy candidate winner, or not a candidate, but Outland Trophy winner last year in Bruce Smith. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. I formation for the Hokies with a slot off of the left side, and Mark Cox is now in at quarterback. His pitch goes to Williams. Williams off the right side, rips up the middle across the 30 to the 32-yard line, but he's got the first down. Cox is a senior who has just stepped in now for Todd Greenwood. Vernell Brown, a senior from Gainesville, Florida, made the tackle for Florida.
Mark Cox, number 8, is alternating with Todd Green at quarterback. You see Maurice Williams there. They have a lot of pride in that running game. Back to the quarterback for a second. Mark Cox and Todd Greenwood have alternated alternated a lot over the last 4 years at that quarterback position. Oh my goodness, it looks like Maurice Williams, the fine tailback, might be hurt.
It is. He's down on the field, and the Virginia Tech trainers are working over him right now. He has had an excellent year for them, and certainly is a big cog in their offenses. He's been a workhorse for them this afternoon, just ripped off a good gain and picked up a first down.
Yeah, as we mentioned, they've been getting 1,000 yards every year out of that tailback position. Now, they've been alternating Williams with Hunter.
He's got 71 yards this afternoon already.
My goodness, the last guy to get 100 yards against the Gators was, I think, that fellow named Bo Jackson. So that's not easily done, is it?
Tim Dudley will go in at the tailback spot, number 24, for the Hokies of Virginia Tech. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 32-yard line. Slot offense would be to the right side as Florida's line digs in. And now the give-off goes to the tailback, Tim Dudley, who's in place of Williams as he goes to the 35-yard line. Picks up about 3 yards. Rondy Weston makes the hit. Cox for 85 is 19 for 38, 219 yards. His percentage completion-wise, 50%, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Let's put that injury to Maurice Williams in perspective. The Hokies are now with their third-team tailback. Imagine what the Gators would be doing if their third-team tailback was in there. So it's a big difference.
2nd and 7 at the 35-yard line. A split backfield now behind the quarterback, Mark Cox. And the give-off goes to Ernie Jones, a fullback, and he gets a great gain across the midfield stripe before he is brought down by Vernell Brown. So Ernie Jones, 5'9", 207-pound sophomore with a good carry.
Well, big blocks on the inside linebackers. Tom Muir, the right guard, does a nice job on Scott Armstrong, the inside linebacker. Leon Pennington gets knocked down. That's why that play worked.
It's 1st and 10 on the 50-yard line. Both schools have had 7 first downs this afternoon. The give-off on the left side over guard goes to the tailback, and that would be Tim Dudley that you're looking at, 24. And Tommy Duhart made the tackle for the Gators, and someone is down on the field right now. It looks like Rondy Weston, and we'll be right back.
There's a lot of talk about who's number 1 in football, but there's never any doubt that Golden Diamonds Direct is number 1 when it comes to fine jewelry. Our beautiful showrooms display a championship collection of diamonds, pearls, color stones, 14-karat gold chains, bracelets, and rings. Our commitment to service is unrivaled. 3 gemologists are on staff, as well as 9 bench jewelers for repair and custom work. Visit Golden Diamonds Direct. We have a first-string lineup of Fighting Gator Gold. But if you prefer the red and black, or the garnet and gold, how about them dogs? Or the Knowles?
A lot of homeowners' insurance policies won't cover this kind of damage. Nationwide's Elite Homeowners Policy will. The Elite policy doesn't cost much more than standard homeowners policies, but it covers things you never dreamed of.
Bill, are you watering the lawn?
Uh-huh. Elite Homeowners Insurance, part of Nationwide's blanket protection.
Nationwide is on your side.
Weston being brought across the field, and it looks like a right leg, perhaps an ankle or a knee coming across with trainer Chris Patrick and the physician Dr. Pete Indelicato. He's a 6'5", 256-pound freshman, 260-pound freshman from Belglade, Florida. A redshirt. He's come on this year just to do a great job on defense for the Gators. 2nd and 5 at the 45-yard line. I formation, motion man to bottom of your screen as Mark Cox remains in at quarterback. On the counter, he gives off to Tim Dudley, and Dudley gets short yardage on that one across the 45 to the 44 before he's brought down. So give him just 1 yard on that. Clifford Charlton, the sophomore from Tallahassee, Florida, the hit man for the Gators.
And it's an ironic coming into this game. The Gators had a lot of depth at defensive tackle, no depth at offensive tackle, so they moved Sam Garland and Don Tenney over to offense. And now Rodney Weston, a defensive tackle, gets hurt out there. So the Gators might be in a bind this afternoon at that defensive tackle position in terms of depth.
3rd and 4 at the 44 for Virginia Tech. The pitch goes to the tailback, and he cuts outside Tim Dudley. He's across the 35 and knocked out of bounds on the near side at the 30-yard line as he gets the first down. Vernell Brown, the senior from Gainesville, Florida, takes him out.
Well, the strong safety, Ricky Knight, just misses the tackle right here. He slips. There's that film on the turf again. And it allows the tailback, Dudley, to get outside with a nice run. But it was just a missed tackle in the backfield.
Takes him out right here on the near side. And we've got a man down on the field. That is the fullback, Ernie Jones, who has been a fine player for them this afternoon, and the several times that he has touched the football. He ripped off a good game just a few moments ago, and they've got a first down and 10 at the 30-yard line. So he's down on the field as the Virginia Tech medical personnel take a look at him.
You know, I think the Hokies have proven to all of us that they're capable of running the football. They felt they could do that coming in here, and they've proven to the Gator fans that they can do that. If they could pass the ball, if they had any kind of dimension in moving the ball through the air, they'd be extremely tough, but they haven't been able to do that this season, and they haven't done it that well this afternoon. But they do have a strong running game, and the Gators are going to have to jump on that running game and shut them down.
Well, Jones goes out of the football game, so he'll apparently be returning pretty soon. And Sean Donnelly checks in at the fullback slot for the Hokies on the first down and 10 at the 30-yard line. Mark Cox looking to throw on the run. Can't find anybody open. Hangs onto the football himself. He's across the 20 and comes out of bounds here on the near side at the 16-yard line. And riding him out for Florida, Jarvis Williams and Vernell Brown. So let's take a look at it again.
Well, yeah, the Gators were crowding that line of scrimmage to stop the run that we were talking about. And look, here comes Mark Cox, and he's going to throw the football. The Gator rush breaks down to the left side. Cox has a lot of poise. He just strolls down the sideline until he sees some Gators coming at him, and he coolly steps out. It's a 14-yard gain by the quarterback, Mark Cox.
So it's first and 10 on the 16-yard line now for Virginia Tech, as Cox gives, and his give-off goes to Malcolm Blacken, number 11, who carries the football down to about the 11-yard line. Ron Moten, junior outside linebacker from Clearwater, and Scott Armstrong, the big junior from Ocala, Florida, make the tackle for the Florida Gators. 4 minutes and 35 seconds to play in the first half. The Gators are up 15-3. Bill Dooley, career record 117-84-2 at Virginia Tech, 51-35, 8-4 last year with an appearance against Air Force in the Independence Bowl. 2nd and 5 at the 11-yard line. The give-off goes to Tim Dudley, and Dudley is hit and stacked up as he hits the line right at the 11-yard line. That Florida defense gets tough on the right side. Scott Armstrong there, along with Keith Williams, combining for Florida.
Scott Armstrong is really strong, as is Keith Williams, and they just stuff this play at the line of scrimmage. You got to win that war up front. Also, Alonzo Johnson doing a nice job standing up his blocker. Anytime you can stand that blocker up, he's going to clog up the hole for his own back.
3rd and 4 now at the 10-yard line as the Florida defense digs in against him. Eddie Hunter in at the tailback spot, number 45 for the Hokies, and he takes the pitch. And now Hunter with the flea flicker back to Mark Cox, and Cox is brought down at the 3-yard line. Cox brought down at the 3-yard line. Good defensive play by Florida as they saw that one coming. Let's take a look at Eddie Hunter, 45, takes this pitch, Jim.
Well, it's a well-designed play. Eddie Hunter does a nice job getting the ball back over to Cox. It looked like Hunter actually could have kept going on the right side, but it was designed to come back to the quarterback, and they pick up that key first down.
So it's 1st and goal at the 2 for Virginia Tech, and now we see Maurice Williams in, number 2, as he dots the I. They go with the power I. The power would be to the right side. Now they put the power man in motion, and Williams takes the pitch and comes to the near side. He's in the end zone for the touchdown. So Maurice Williams carries the football in and puts 6 more points on the board for Virginia Tech, and now we've got a 15-9 ball game. See if they're going to go for the extra point or 2. It looks like they're going to go for the extra point because Chris Kinzer has just come onto the field.
Well, the Hokies are averaging over 200 yards a game on the ground, and right now at this point they have 126 yards rushing with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. They're doing a nice job on offense.
Kinzer with the try for the extra point, and it is good. And And so we've got a 15-10 ball game here at Florida Field. 3 minutes and 3 seconds to play in the first half. The Gators leading 15-10. Let's take a look at the touchdown again.
Oh, just a real strong power offense. You call it. That's the power eye. Great block by number 25, Sean Donnelly at fullback. You know, those fullbacks on the other teams can block as well. That was an 80-yard drive, 4 minutes and 32 seconds on the clock. It took 11 plays.
Let's go down to the field. John Nugent has a report for us on Rondy Weston.
Jim, the injury report on Rondy Weston is not good. Badly sprained right ankle. It looks like he's going to be out for the rest of this ball game. Gentlemen?
John, thanks for the report. You're right about that. It is not good news because of the fact that Rondy Weston, coming on this year, had done such an excellent job for the University of Florida, and hopefully he'll be ready to go for next week's game against Auburn. The 15th annual Gator Golf Day will be held Friday, November 15th, the day before the Kentucky game at the University Golf Course. Former Gator greats who have been invited include Andy Bean, Gary Koch, Steve Melnick, Andy North, and Bob Murphy. The entry fee and tax deductible, $325 contribution to Gator Boosters Incorporated, and over $30,000 in prizes will be awarded. For more information on Gator Golf Day, contact the Gator Booster Office. Got a couple of guys here who have won major tournaments like Bean, of course, Andy North, U.S. Open winner, and Bob Murphy, former U.S. Amateur champion. There's the kickoff taken down by Natil, and Natil fakes the handoff to Williams coming to the near side. Natil brought down at the 19-yard line as he goes to the left side on the return by Virginia Tech. And making the hit for the Hokies, Chuck Watson, number 98. 11 plays, 80 yards, possession 432. Maurice Williams, 2-yard run, extra point by Kinzer was good.
And the Hokies picked up 5 first downs in that drive, so that was a very consistent, sound offensive drive. They've got a lot of confidence in that running game, as we've mentioned. Now, the Gators are a better passing team. Let's see if the Gators can eat up some yardage of their own.
A little over 3 minutes to play in the first half. 1st and 10 on the 19 for the Florida Gators as Kerwin Bell drops back to pass. He looks, throws, and it's complete to Neil Anderson. Neil Anderson across the 30 and down to the 34-yard line. And he's brought down by Jamel Adjemi, a linebacker from Hollywood, Florida.
Well, we talked about that Gator passing game. Kerwin Bell picks out Neil Anderson, sitting down just inside that vacant territory that the linebackers have vacated. Neil picks up a big first down.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line for the Gators as Kerwin Bell, again, rolling to the right side, looks out in the flat, and it is incomplete. Intended for Ray McDonald, and it was a little bit short and low. Ray Fitz was the coverage man for the Hokies of Virginia Tech.
Now, the Gators shouldn't be bashful about putting that ball in the air. They got a lot of talent outside. That time, I think Kerwin slipped a little bit. Ray McDonald slipped on his break, but the pattern was there. I think the Gators probably can see that they're going to be able to throw the ball against the Hokies, so they'll continue in that pattern, I believe.
McDonald 4 for 10 this afternoon for 40 yards. 2nd and 10 at the 34-yard line as Bell gives off, and the give-off goes to John L. Williams. And Williams is stuffed at the 27-yard line as Virginia Tech comes right in.
Now, big 99, Rick Singleton coming in from the outside. He sees that handoff right there, and the other guys from the tackle position are coming inside as well. That draw never had a chance.
3rd down and 10 at the 28-yard line now for the Florida Gators. A split backfield now behind Kerwin Bell. And Bell drops. He's under some pressure, rolls out of it, being chased, coming to the near side, and he comes out of bounds right in front of the Florida bench at the 38-yard line. The Florida fans were a little upset at that. I think they feel that there should have been a flag on that. And Kerwin Bell steps out of bounds on the near side. Maranta and Wiley Carter take him out.
I think it was just a good, tough hit. The quarterback was still inside the side lane, and Carter Wiley just took a shot at him.
At 4th and 16 now from the 38-yard line, we're going to see Ray Criswell kick away. He'll be standing on the 23. And Criswell boots it high into the air. It'll be Billy Myers, 13, taking it at the 14-yard line. He's across the 21-yard line. Brought down by Steve Stipe, number 95, who was down there for the Gators.
Stipe's a good outside linebacker, does a nice job on the specialty teams. He's on just about every tackle on the punt team.
I'm sure he makes Jerry Anderson smile a lot when he takes a look at the films on Monday. 1st and 10 on the 22 now for Virginia Tech. A 15-10 ball game at Florida Field with 1:37 to play in the first half.
That was a 47-yard punt with a 6-yard return.
Now waiting for the snap is Mark Cox in at the quarterback position, and the give-off goes to his tailback, Tim Dudley, who's hit and brought down as he hits the line of scrimmage as the Gator defense gets tough in there. Patrick Miller and Jarvis Williams combined to make the stop for the Gators.
Now, I don't think the Hokies are going to get fancy here with a minute 15 left in the half. I think they're going to not try and give up that cheap turnover. Probably just run some conservative offense right now.
2nd down 9 on the 23-yard line. Slot offense, and the slot would be to the right side. A split backfield behind Mark Cox, who's now in at the quarterback position. And the give-off on that counter again goes to Dudley, and Dudley hit and stuffed after a yard gain. Scott Armstrong makes the tackle.
Now the Gators have 3 timeouts. They're going to use one right here, and they're going to say, okay, Virginia Tech, if you're going to go in the closet with your offense, we're going to call some timeouts, and we're going to try and get that football back.
47 seconds on the clock in the first half. Florida 15 and Virginia Tech 10. We'll take a look at that last play once again.
Now there's Don Tenney, who was moved to offense, coming back in to play defense. Scott Armstrong coming over and making the big hit, along with Patrick Miller. I believe Patrick was in there.
Nice play by Armstrong. It'll bring up 3rd down 8. The ball on the 24-yard line for Virginia Tech. Coming up for the Gators next week, it'll be Auburn at Auburn. Neil Anderson with a wrap around the knee, walking off the field, heading for the locker room right now with only 47 seconds left on the clock in the first half.
That's a bleak picture there, isn't it? Not talking about Albert, we're talking about Neil. Boy, I hope he's not hurt badly.
It'll be a big blow to the Gators. 3rd down 8 on the 24-yard line. Motion man to the top of your screen. Cox rolling. Cox unloads a bomb long, and it is knocked down by the Gators.
Adrian White, super job by Adrian. He's got a lot of speed in that safety position. He's probably next to Ricky Nattiel, the fastest guy on the team, and he was playing center field to perfection.
Donald Snell was the intended receiver for Virginia Tech from the Mark Cox throw, and Florida breaks it up. 39 seconds to play in the first half. The Gators lead, and the Hokies will have to kick away. David Cox in at the punting position, standing at the 10-yard line and waiting on the snap. It's a short one, and it will roll across the 45-yard line and be blown dead at the 39-yard line. So the Gators take over the football, and here we see Kerwin Bell and company as they get ready to go to work with just 31 seconds on the clock in the first half.
That's true, just 31 seconds, but when you got the arm Kerwin Bell has and you got those receivers, we've seen it happen, haven't we? In Miami, for instance, the first game of the season, a couple of big passes. The Gators have 2 timeouts left. They got the sideline on their team in terms of stopping the clock. First downs on their team. Every time a first down is made, the clock will be stopped. They got a chance to move down the field.
Slot offense being used by Florida, and they're going to hang it up there. Here's Kerwin Bell, though, running out of the pocket and goes to the 42-yard line.
Timeout. Needs to call it.
And he has 21 seconds left on the clock when they call timeout. Kerwin couldn't find anybody open and hung on to the football, and now he's coming back across the field. So he's going to talk to Galen Hall, who acts also as the offensive coordinator.
I think that if the Gators have an Achilles heel, it's their pass protection. The opponents see that they have problems picking up what are called twists and loops. You just don't run straight into your man on every play. On defense, the guys are twisting and looping. Watch the nose guard loop to the outside. comes free. See, that's a switching situation. There needs to be some communication there, and the Gators just haven't been able to put that together. So every Saturday afternoon, the opponent is going to keep coming at them with the same thing until the Gators can prove they can pick it up.
Well, with the score 15-10 and 21 seconds on the clock, here goes Kerwin Bell, so he's got the game plan back into the huddle to talk to the troops and let them know what they're going to do.
What they're going to do is keep the guys out of there. That's what they need to do. Kerwin says, hey, guys, give me some time.
James Jones, 83 in the slot to the bottom of your screen. They've got receivers left and right, so everybody's going to be going long. Here's Kerwin Bell again dropping to throw. Airs it out in the flat, and it is complete on the far side to the 41-yard line to Ricky Natillo. Nice catch right on the sideline. Wisely drops out to stop the clock.
Now, look what happens when he has time. Now, I was an offensive lineman, and I've been preached to by many a quarterback. And the quarterback says, give me some time. And look what Kerwin can do when he gets the time. And Ricky Natillo using the intelligence to get outside, stop that clock.
16 seconds to play in the first half. Florida 15, Virginia Tech 10. The Gators driving. It's 1st and 10 on the 42-yard line. And the football moves to the 32-yard line. And James Jones is the man for Florida. 16 yards on that last pass.
James Jones from Apopka, a lot of potential. James Jones has getting a chance to see some action. He's probably the Gators' 5th receiver. They pick up an opportunity here to try that field goal.
8 seconds left on the clock, and here's Jeff Dawson. The hold is going to come from Ray Criswell, and Walter Bird will be the snapper for the Florida Gators.
I don't know that we can say the wind is at his back. It's kind of swirling out there. It's kind of confusing. At one moment it's going north, and the next it'll be going to the south. So right now, as he kicks into that south end zone, I think the wind's in his face. It's hard to say. The flags are kind of...
Dawson's 4 for 4 from 40 to 49 yards away, and this one is going to come from the 38-yard line, so that will make it a 48-yard attempt. 8 seconds to play, and it's a difficult angle, too, because it is on a hash mark. So it will be from the side. So let's take a look at it. Let's see. His foot is into it. It's got the distance, and it is no good. No good. And so the Gators do not get the field goal. 3 seconds to play in the first half. Florida's still leading 15-10.
That's right. It's 15-10, and that's okay. Hey, the kids, he can't make them all, for goodness sake. That was a good attempt. It was just off to the left a little bit. Now the Hokies will probably just run a quarterback sneak. They're satisfied, I think. They've proven to themselves they can move that football against the Gators. It's 15-10, anybody's ball game.
So the Hokies take over the football on their own 31-yard line. They've got 3 seconds to play in the first half. Mark Cox remains at the quarterback position. I formation for the gentleman from Virginia Tech. And the give-off goes to the tailback, and that would be Melvin Blackman. And he hits up the middle, and he is stopped. And that is the end of the first half. With the Gators 15, Virginia Tech 10. We'll be back with more after these messages.
Thinking of selling your home? Well, now may be the perfect time. Interest rates are at their lowest in years, and the Century 21 team has thousands of ready buyers. In fact, the Century 21 team sells more homes than any other. Want to sell your home? Call a Century 21 professional today and ask about a home market evaluation.
Put #1 to work for you. Century 21.
Call your Jacksonville area Century 21 office today and ask for a market evaluation of your home.
You're hunting for a new truck? Well, you don't have to hunt any further. Because Sunrise Nissan, the first name in Nissan, has the best selection of 1986 trucks in stock. They're priced starting at a low $58.88 for the short wheelbase standard, or the short wheelbase four-wheel drive at prices starting at only $83.36. Buy any new Nissan truck with air conditioning, and we'll give you this new 12-gauge pump shotgun. It's truck hunting season at Sunrise Nissan.
There is a time of the night when the powers of evil are at their mightiest. A time when a woman enters her world of black magic.
It's happening again, Danny.
To unleash her terrible powers. When another woman steals her man.
You won't!
Marion Ross and Melissa Sue Anderson, a ritual of terror begins.
You can't stop me!
With midnight offerings.
Tuesday night at 9, here on TV4.
Now, during our special land sale at Big Tree Lakes, you can enjoy your own spacious, high and dry lake access country hideaway from just $195 down and $59 per month. A magnificent setting where you can swim and fish on 4 different lakes, bicycle, camp out, grow your own food, or just rest. Call today toll free at 1-800-222-LAKE. There'll be sales representatives on site every day during this land sale to show you the good life. So call today toll free at 1-800-222-LAKE.
We'll have more on the Gator Football Network right after these messages.
It doesn't matter how hard you work. Without farmers, you couldn't bring home the bacon or the eggs or anything. But since the American farmer is willing to invest his lifetime with no guarantee of success, you're free to pursue your dreams and goals. So chances are, if you don't appreciate farmers, you just haven't tried doing without them.
Call this toll-free number to get in on a special half-price offer. The sporting news delivered straight to your mailbox every week at a hefty saving. You'll get the latest lowdown and the hottest showdown. The facts, the quotes, the trends, the drafts, all through the NFL season on to the playoffs and the Super Bowl.
Call toll-free 1-800-826-8080. You pay in 3 easy installments of only $4.96 each. Call now, 1-800-826-8080. That's 1-800-826-8080.
It's a hot one out there today as Peterman starts his engine. The field is wide open.
Gatorade is thirsty.
Dombrowski picks up speed and breaks away.
Gatorade is thirsty.
Here's Evans showing some hustle against the youngsters.
When you exercise, you lose potassium, fluids, minerals. Gatorade Thirst Quencher helps put them back fast.
That's why the pros drink it. It's Thirst Aid.
Gatorade is Thirst Aid for that deep down body thirst.
And the crowd goes wild.
Got any money, Daddy?
What has your banker done for you lately? Automatically offered you a free honor card? Atlantic Bank does. Showed you how to get better rates on a loan or how to earn money market rates on your checking account. Atlantic Bank does. You see, it's not what a bank has that makes the difference, but what they do with it. All right?
Got any more money, Daddy?
They learn fast, don't they? There's a difference at Atlantic Bank. The best bank around.
He puts the foot into Gator football. Number 13, Ray Criswell, a 6'1", 180-pound senior from Orange Park. His 44-yard average means that when you play the Gators, you play with your back to the wall.
Field position is the unseen yardage. The punter's position is very important as far as field position because we can pin them up, down in their own territory and keep them out of our part of the field.
It's a pressure position, and Ray says he loves it.
It's a weird feeling when you go out there and you're in the middle. I look at everybody when I first get out there, and then when the time comes for the ball to be snapped, then my focus is on the ball and getting a good punt off. I enjoy pressure because it's like a natural high. It's something I enjoy.
Gator fans love it too. They count on Ray, even if he's deep in his own end zone, surrounded by hostile War Eagles.
Most thrilling moment had to be an Auburn game. We were back getting ready to punt, and the punt was snapped over my head. And it was just, I guess it was fear. I ended up running back there and getting the punt off. But it was just kind of a spontaneous thing. I didn't really realize what I was doing. It's just a reaction.
Ray's a talented, natural athlete. As a high school quarterback, he made All-State.
A lot of people don't know, I can still throw the ball. And opposing teams, some of them know it because they recruited me and others don't, and maybe we'll have something up our sleeve one game.
Ray's a recreation major. He says his goal is to work with people of all ages, help them stay active and healthy.
Stuff to keep people active, like tennis and racquetball and and weightlifting and jazzercise instead of sitting around watching TV.
Ray credits his success to his family, coaches, and friends. He says they keep him motivated, moving toward his personal goals.
I want to be known as the best punter ever to play at Florida. As a Gator football player, my goal is to be an All-American, and with that, probably All-SEC. Team goal, is to win a national championship.
Shands Hospital at the University of Florida has recently joined that select group of medical institutions in this country that have instituted successful heart transplant programs. The 25-person operating team is headed by 34-year-old cardiovascular surgeon Dr. Michael Carmichael, who studied under transplant pioneer Dr. Denton Cooley. Dr. Carmichael says there's a need for a transplant program here in the Southeast, and that Shands and the University of Florida's Medical Center is the best place for it to be located.
When I initially came to Shands, there were no other programs in Florida that were doing cardiac transplantation, and due to the large population that we have here and due to the regional facilities that we have in the medical center here, I felt like cardiac transplantation ought to be regionalized to here, and that's why we instituted the program.
The first heart recipient in the new transplant program was Stephen Stewart, a 34-year-old electrician from West Palm Beach. Stewart and his wife Nancy recently expressed their feelings over the operation's success.
It's very hard to put into words. Nancy's and my gratitude and thanks to the many people who've participated in this transplant miracle. We're thankful to God for guiding the hands of the surgeons on the transplant team and for making my post-op progress go so incredibly smooth and fast.
We are especially grateful to the parents of the young boy who donated his heart and all of his other organs so that so many people could have life. There's no way to express our gratitude and thanks.
As to the future, up to 15 heart transplants are expected to take place at Shands in the coming year. From Shands Hospital at the University of Florida Health Science Center, this is Warren Croak reporting.
Introducing Like It Lean Bologna and Wally.
And now I shall create the bologna sandwich using the bologna and these hams.
New Like It Lean Bologna.
Like it lean? Nah, I love it lean.
Nothing but the great taste of more lean meat.
Because I'm a lean, mean eating machine.
New Like It Lean cold cuts from Likes. The great taste of more lean meat.
Great sandwich.
You feel helpless. You have no control over the cost of your business's group health insurance, the rising cost, unless you reduce benefits or change insurance, and that's no permanent answer. So all of us at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Florida are working to change that. We don't have all the answers, but we're starting programs that will put you back in control and give you more reasonable health care alternatives. We do hear you, and we're working on the answers.
If you love spaghetti, get your fork ready because you're about to discover Ronzoni Premium Pasta. There's rotelli, rigatoni, fettuccine, almost 70 kinds. And we've been making premium pasta for 70 years. So get a forkful of Ronzoni and taste what makes us so good. Ronzoni, the most fun you can have with a fork.
You can get everything you want at Westside Dodge. They've got the biggest Dodge store east to west, and they'll make you a deal cause they're the best. They'll get you what you want in a Dodge.
It's final closeout sale time at Westside Dodge on all cars, trucks, and vans with factory authorized price cuts up to $1,000 on selected models. So hurry now to Westside Dodge.
You can get everything you want at Westside Dodge.
1672 Cassett.
A police car's transmission takes a brutal beating. So when transmissions fail, they've got to be better than fixed. They've got to be rebuilt to perform like new. That's why so many police departments go to AMCO, because AMCO wrote the book on transmission repair. Police can't take unnecessary risks. Should you? Go where you know it's better than fixed. It's AMCO. AA YMCO.
Today is Jacksonville Day at Florida Field as the Fighting Gators salute all their friends, fans, and alumni in the Duval County area. And with me is Steve Noose of the Gator Club of Jacksonville. And Steve, I know you've got a lot of big things planned for the week of the Florida-Georgia game.
Yeah, we hate to look too far ahead past the other football games, but for that Florida-Georgia weekend, we've got some events scheduled in the Jacksonville Coliseum on Friday night starting at 7 o'clock. We're going to have a big dance band as well as the Gator Club of Jacksonville Pep Band is going to be there. And we're going to really create some enthusiasm and party all Friday night. And go back and get a good night's sleep. Come back on Saturday morning, and we've got a big brunch. The doors will open at 9 o'clock, and for $10, you can come in and have a brunch with us, listen to the University of Florida Fighting Gator Marching Band in concert for an hour, as well as the Men's Glee Club, and then we've got our Gator Club of Jacksonville Pep Band that'll be there.
I know your club is one of the ones that is thought of as the top one.
Well, we appreciate that. We've got somewhat of an advantage because we got this big game in our backyard, and it's a heck of a weekend, and we're hoping that Gators from all around the state of Florida and the United States, for that matter, when they come to Jacksonville, they'll come visit us in the Coliseum. And we're going to have that second consecutive victory party in the Coliseum after that ball game, so we're looking forward to that.
That sounds good. Steve, thanks very much.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Our guest from the Jacksonville Gator Club, Steve Noose. We'll be back with more right after this.
Team, it's time for our trip to the field. Volunteers? Pelkey again.
Pelkey! Senor Pelkey again!
Why does the intrepid Pelkey take to the field when others head for the hills?
It's Pelkey again!
He belongs to Eastern Airlines Frequent Traveler Program, which helps him earn free trips to fabulous places.
Ooh, it's Pelkey again!
Shouldn't you be an Eastern Frequent Traveler?
When you've just moved in, you want good neighbors. It needs something more.
Scotty's.
Scotty's stands for quality. They have the brand names you're familiar with and trust. And every item is backed by the best guarantee in the business. High quality and low prices means value. For my money, it's good to have neighbors like Scotty's.
Quality.
Scotty's.
The helping hand that saves you money, Scotty's.
Fans and stoves at 5 points. Look at our fireplace doors and fireplace tools. Fans and stoves at 5 points. Look at our ceiling fans and wood stoves. Fans and stoves at 5 points. See our special on scratched and dented ceiling fans with light, $59.95. For the best selections of fans and wood stoves, come to Fans and Stoves in Riverside's 5 points.
How do you choose an attorney?
I don't know.
You forgot me.
I wish I knew.
How do you choose an attorney? Call Lawyers Trust, 1-800-282-4040. At Lawyers Trust, we're taking the confusion out of choosing an attorney.
Thanks, Lawyers Trust. Whew, that was easy.
Thanks a lot, Lawyers Trust.
Calling Lawyers Trust makes good business sense.
When you need to do your laundry and you don't have a washing machine, rent to own at Luther's Place. When you want to cook real fast and you don't have a microwave oven, rent to own at Luther's Place. When you want to catch your favorite show and you don't have a TV or VCR, rent to own at Luther's Place. Luther's Best TV Rentals always has the best sales record. Luther does it right. So come in or call and find out for yourself. Best TV Rentals, the place to rent to own.
Florida leads 15-10 at the half, but look at the stats. Rushing-wise for the Gators, 103 yards. For VPI, 128. Passing-wise for Florida, 113. And VPI, 21. Total offense, the Gators, 216. Virginia Tech, 149. Penalties, 4 for 30. No penalties against Virginia Tech. It's been a cleanly played football game. Turnovers, 2 for Florida, 3 for VPI. But look at that possession time, Jim Yarbrough, and that's something you talked about earlier.
Yeah, and that's what Bill Dooley wants to do. He knows how dangerous Kerwin Bell and company are on offense, so when they can keep the ball, Kerwin's on the bench. And they have that running game that they have a lot of pride in. They're picking up over 200 yards yards a game. Today they're well above their average running the football. They can't pass a lick, more or less, compared to most major college football teams. But as long as they can keep moving down the field consistently on the ground, keep Kerwin Bell on the bench, they got a chance. Now, Florida, if they can give Kerwin a little bit of time, he can pass lights out. I mean, you know, he can get 300 yards. He just needs time, and they have the receivers out there that can catch the football. That offensive line has to get together and give their partner, Kerwin Bell, a little time.
I'm sure they're ready for the second half, and we'll be right back with the kickoff after these messages.
There's a reason we Americans are such good breadwinners. The same reason we shell out less of our incomes for food than ever before. It's the farmer. His efficiency makes him the cream of the crop, with each American farmer squeezing enough from the land and from himself to feed 80 other people. Without the farmer's dedication and drive, you couldn't bring home the bacon.
Orange Juice Smart to look for the sweetest, look for the purest, look for the best tasting orange juice around. And now you're smart to look for something new, Florida's seal of approval. Your guarantee that no matter how or where it's packaged, it's juice that meets Florida's standards, and they're higher than those of the federal government. So to be sure the juice you pour has everything you're looking for, look for Florida's new seal of approval.
Orange Juice Smart.
Follow the Gators with Gatorbait, Florida's #1 sports weekly. To order your subscription, call collect 1-904-372-121.
Emergency Unit 4, please respond. Code 3 to an auto accident with injuries, 5th Avenue and Broadway. It's 1840.
If you're injured in an accident, we can help pick up the pieces. Dial 355-0220 now for your free phone consultation with Robert Lipsky. Learn at no cost to you if you may be due dollar compensation if you've been injured or a member of your family killed in an accident. 355-0220. Call now. We'd like to help.
We're ringing in the new year early at Caruso Chrysler Plymouth with special one-week savings on all our brand new 86s. Get the economical Colt for just $115.86 a month, or the new LeBaron under $200 a month. Drive into 86 and 5th Avenue, just $286.86. Pay even less with your trade. Come in now, and Caruso Chrysler Plymouth will make your payments till 1986. You'll save hundreds. You can't afford to wait. Hurry in now and celebrate these terrific New Year savings only at the Deal Maker, Caruso Chrysler Plymouth.
Back to the second half with the Florida Gators leading Virginia Tech by a score of 15-10. And as we get ready for the second half, we'll remind you this telecast of Gator football is being seen by fans all over the state of Florida and the United States. No matter where you are, we'd like to hear from you. Send us a letter with a self-addressed stamped envelope, and we'll send you a Gator bumper sticker and a Gator keychain. Your comments also welcome. Send your card or letter to Gator Television Network, Post Office Box 14485, Gainesville, Florida 32604. And we'd like to thank you for all of the mail. We've had mail come in from 27 states on Gator football, so welcome aboard. We appreciate your being with us. Jim Gallagher and Jim Yarborough have two announcers, no waiting, as we start the second half. Virginia Tech has chosen the win, and they will kick off. And moving to the football is Talbot, and he boots it high. Ricky Nattiel watches it go out of the end zone, and it'll come back to the 20-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Gators.
What a great kick. No doubt about that one. That one really sailed.
Little wind under it as a strong one is coming in off of the end zone here in Florida Field.
And I think the field, Jim Gallagher, is starting to dry out a little bit. We can see that from our viewpoint here in the press box, and it might be a little less slippery out there in the second half. Hopefully this rain will stay away and the kids will get a chance to play some quality football.
It's a Williams backfield with John L. Williams and Anthony Williams in the backfield now, as Anthony Williams replaces Neil Anderson, and the give-off goes to Williams, and he goes to the 25-yard line. That is John L. Williams. Let us now go to the sideline for John Nugent's report on Neil Anderson.
Jim, the injury report on Neil Anderson is not good. He is out for the rest of this ball game. Preliminary report is a badly bruised right knee. As far as Galen Hall's comments at halftime, he felt one adjustment had to be made in the defensive front. Virginia Tech getting much too many yards right up the middle. Gentlemen.
2nd and 5 at the 25-yard line. John L. Williams moves to the tailback slot. Out of the backfield to Anthony Williams, incomplete, as he juggles it. On the far side, Anthony's a 6-foot-tall, 217-pound sophomore from Tampa, Florida. He has spot played this year and has always done well in other games. That'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Ball on the 25-yard line. A youngster, they think he has a lot of promise, a sophomore.
Tampa plant.
Played for Roland Acosta there.
Well, Anthony had a little trouble hanging on that football, but he'll get his confidence. He'll get the experience.
Lone setback behind to Kerwin Bell. And Bell looks to throw. He's being pressed. Runs out this way. Comes out of bounds here at the 32-yard line. And it is a 1st down for the Gators as Kerwin Bell hangs on to it. He looked like Vince Coleman on that slide.
And he was running by choice there. He didn't have to run. The offensive line did a nice job right there. He had the time. Just give credit to the secondary. Nobody's open. Kerwin knows it's important to pick up that 1st down, so he's going to run for it, and he picked it up.
So here is Kerwin Bell now with the lone setback behind him. And he throws out in the flat. He's got Ricky Natil, and Natil's across the 40 to the 41-yard line. The junior from Newberry, Florida. Brought down by Virginia Tech at the 41-yard line. And it is Nolan Hazard and Eric Hayes making the tackle. Natil, 3 catches this afternoon for 40 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. And call it about a yard to go at the 41-yard line.
Well, the Hokies are crowding that line of scrimmage with 4 big down linemen, and they walk a linebacker up closely. Their wide receivers are going to have a chance to get out there on man-to-man coverage.
John L. Williams as he carries to the 44-yard line, and Rainier Coleman makes the tackle for the Hokie defense and give Florida another 1st down. Now here the Gators are trying to put together one of those long, patented, time-consuming drives.
That's right. That's what Virginia Tech was able to do on their beautiful 80-yard drive. You want to put first downs together, eat that clock up, move down the field consistently and get points. That's the ideal game plan every Saturday afternoon.
John L. Williams moving now to the tailback position in place of Neil Anderson. As we get into the 2nd half of play at Florida Field, Frankie Neal, 21, the motion man, as Kerwin Bell looks to throw. He unloads, and it is complete to the 41-yard line of Virginia Tech to Brett Wickman. And he is the junior from Gainesville, Florida. 7 catches for 77 yards this year. Averages 11 yards every time he touches the football.
Well, Wickman has those good hands and runs a simple hook-in route. Kerwin's a little pressed just over the reach of the linebacker. A nice slow diving catch by Brett Wickman from Gainesville.
He reminds me of a fellow that played here some years ago named Lee McGriff. Great possession receiver. Not a lot of size and not a tremendous amount of speed, but he almost always catches the football.
Yeah, Lee McGriff had a tremendous reputation here at Florida. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see him play. I was in the Motor City at that time, but Lee McGriff was one of those quality receivers. He was a walk-on, and he very seldom ever, if at any time, dropped a pass. I don't know that he probably ever dropped one. Lee McGriff had that great reputation for catching the football.
Coaches love receivers like that because they can count on them when they really need the reception.
And they're always running the right pass pattern, too. I mean, if you got 4.4 speed, what good does it do if you're in the wrong pass pattern? So you have some intelligence out there. You got to be able to get open, and then you got to obviously catch the football.
So the Florida Gators have now moved the football to the 42-yard line of Virginia Tech. The Gators leading the Hokies 15-10. We're just into the 2nd half of play at Gainesville.
And again, back to that importance of the first drive of the 2nd half, like the first drive of any football game. Very important to establish momentum.
High formation again, and the pitch goes to John L. Williams off the right side, and he gets across the 40 and to about the 38-yard line before Nolan Hazard and Jamel Adjemi make the tackle.
Rodney Jones doing a nice job. Big Earl Hyatt, that redshirt freshman, number 69 from Fort Lauderdale Northeast, doing a nice job at his tackle position. David Williams, Frank McCarthy at center, Big Jimmy Davis from Apopka. Those guys are knocking the Hokies off the line of scrimmage right now. That's a pretty play to Galen Hall. Gained 4 to 5 yards on first down. That's a pretty play for an offensive coordinator.
Less than 12 minutes to play in the third quarter as Kerwin Bell looks at the Virginia Tech defense. Kerwin Bell rolling, throws out in the flat, and it is complete. They say no, it's incomplete to Anthony Williams, number 36, who did not have possession of the football long enough to call it a completion. So it goes as an incomplete pass.
I tell you, a kid that's playing a great game. That's the nose guard, Mark Webb. He's consistently putting pressure on the quarterback. Boy, Anthony gets the ball bounces in the air, didn't have a chance. Nice coverage by the Hokies, but let's watch Mark Webb, that nose guard. He's getting in the face of Kerwin Bell almost on every play. Frank McCarthy's got his work cut out for him.
3rd and 5 at the 37-yard line for Florida as Kerwin Bell drops the throw, and he looks and unloads long. He's looking for Frankie Neal. It is incomplete. Great play on the ball by Alan Harris, the strong safety for Virginia Tech, as Frankie Neal was open, but Alan Harris makes a great play on the ball.
And we talked about the problems picking up the loops. Watch him pick it up this time. Now Kerwin gets one look, a second look, now a third look, and he's going to Frankie Neal. He just doesn't get enough on it, and Alan Harris does a nice job, almost had the interception.
So now Ray Criswell throws, and he's got his man at the 25. He's across the 15-yard line and down to the 16-yard line. Scott Marshall, number 16. So Ray Criswell completes another pass.
Jerry Anderson, the specialty team coach, has a play where this is automatic. This is automatic. It's up to the punter to decide if his wide receivers are open. If they're not covered, he's going to dish the ball out to them. Actually, their job is to go down and press and pursue the punt returner. But if no one is out there with them, they have a signal with the punter, and he'll just step up and throw him the football.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line now for the Gators. That was a 25-yard completion. I think Criswell may be about 3 for 3 this year. I formation, the give goes to John L. Williams, and he is hit as he hits the 10-yard line by Jamel Adjemi, sophomore linebacker for the Virginia Tech Hokies. One thing we might mention about them that's kind of different from most of the teams we've looked at this year is they run that 5-man Oklahoma front, which you don't see a lot of anymore, but they do it, and they do it very well.
Well, some teams say they run a 5-man front and really don't. They run 3 like the traditional 3-4 that the Gators play, but the Hokies really do. They line those 4 guys up and press that other linebacker up close to the line of scrimmage.
So it's 2nd down now, and 8 yards to go for the Gators at the 10-yard line with 10 minutes and 45 seconds to play in the third quarter. The Gators leading by 5, 15 to 10.
You know that pass that Ray Criswell just threw, he didn't lollipop that sucker out there, did he? He really drilled it. He was like a catcher throwing a guy out at second base in the World Series. He drilled that thing out there.
Well, Ray Criswell is more than a toe. He's a pretty good all-around athlete.
You can tell that.
McDonald would be in the slot to the right side and a split backfield behind Kerwin Bell on 2nd and 8 at the 10-yard line. Kerwin Bell being pressed, flips it out there. He's got John L. Williams, who's inside the 2-yard line. Let's see if he got the first down. And that was Wiley and Harris combining to make the tackle. Let's take a look at that play again.
Watch Mark Webb again. Look at 76. He's in on almost every play. The Gators are going to have to figure out how to stop that young fella. Kerwin has the poise to get it out to John L., and he's immediately swarmed on by 4 or 5 Hokies.
So, let's see if they've got the first down. They've got it. The Gators 1st and goal at the 2. Attendance today, 70,119. And it looks like Keith Williams, Jim, is in strong running for our vote as the Mid-State Federal Player of the Game. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line. McDonald, the motion man. Kerwin Bell, the pitch to John L. Williams. Cuts inside, brought down at the 1-yard line. The Hokie defense stiffens there as they take him down.
I tell you, you what, the Hokies win this particular contest at the line of scrimmage on this one play, but watch John L. Williams put his head down and go for that goal line, and he has really hit hard, but John L. was going for that goal line.
2nd and goal at the 1-yard line now for the Gators. Kerwin Bell gives to John L. Williams. He gets up high and doesn't get in. Brought down by Adjemi for Virginia Tech. Let's take a look at it again.
Well, this is what we call getting kissed on the lips. Watch John L. He hits the air, and my goodness, he's met at the same time by the opponent who timed his leap just at the same instant. That was number 42, Lawrence White. What a great job by that young linebacker.
3rd and goal at the 1-yard line now for the Gators. They're up 15-10, knocking on the door of the Hokies. Kerwin Bell, quick popper out there. Touchdown, Florida to the tight end, Rodney Jones, the junior from Tampa. Rodney Jones right there as the Gators make a good haul.
This is why Galen Hall has such a great record. This is why Mike Heimerdinger does such a nice job as the coach for the wideouts and helps Galen as the offensive coordinator. Look at how alone Rodney Jones is in that end zone. That's just great sideline coaching, okay? That's all there is. That's a great sideline coaching call.
No doubt about that. And it puts the Gators up 21-10. And we're looking at Jeff Dawson, and Ray Criswell drops to one knee. He will hold, Bird will snap. Dawson's foot is into it. It splits the uprights right down the middle. It's good. And the Gators have just jumped out 22-10. We'll be back with more after this.
Here's Jerry Clower for Sonny's Real Pit Barbecue.
People ask me, Jerry, what's so special about Sonny's barbecue? I tell them the secret's in the sauce. Oh, just thinking about it sets my mouth to watering.
Here you are, Mr. Clower.
Now here comes some good eating.
Everybody loves to eat at Sonny's, 'cause Sonny's makes it all taste right.
Look at this face. I'm going to smile. That's my last smile.
Why?
My utility bill.
It's probably because of the old air conditioner and that old furnace.
Don't say old.
Want to save some money? Then call your Whirlpool dealer about an energy-saving Whirlpool heat pump that cools and heats efficiently.
Hello.
See the yellow pages for the authorized Whirlpool heating and cooling dealer nearest you.
Thanks to Whirlpool, I can smile again.
Francis will kick off for the University of Florida. The Gators leading this football game 22-10, and he boots it high. It'll go deep and be taken by Virginia Tech on the 8, bobbles it. Now he picks it up.